There are some significant shifts that are taking place in the City of Vancouver's real estate market. Some of them are having an impact on demand and prices right now, while another will have an impact on demand and prices going forward. In this market report video, I'm going to go over the changes that are taking place in the condo, townhome, and detached home markets on the east side and the west side of Vancouver. I'll discuss the Bank of Canada's latest announcement and how that's going to impact the real estate market going forward. And I'll share what all of this means for buyers and sellers, along with pointing out one of the most favorable neighborhoods for buyers and one of the most favorable neighborhoods for sellers in the City of Vancouver right now. Hey, what's up guys? Manny Graywell here with Oakwind Realty. I help my clients successfully navigate through their buying and selling journeys while protecting their best interests and helping them make informed decisions. The latest news headlines stated that inventory was up 46% and sales were down 20% for the month of May, year over year. For those of you who don't know, the stats that they shared are based on the totals of all property types over 17 different cities. Those stats have limited value if you're planning on buying or selling in the City of Vancouver. With that being said, let's take a look at the stats for the condo, townhome, and detached home markets on the east side and the west side of Vancouver. Starting off with inventory. As you can see, all 6 markets had their inventory levels rise, with the condo markets leading the way. Taking a look at sales, you can see that all the general markets saw their sales levels decline except for the Vancouver East townhome market, which actually had an increase in sales. The decline in sales is likely due to one of the following. A, prices moving up in the first few months of the year to a point that's beyond the mortgage affordability of many buyers. B, some buyers are putting their buying plans on hold because they're expecting rates to come down and would rather wait for a better rate. Or C, a combination of both. So what kind of an impact did the recent shifts in sales and inventory have on benchmark prices? Let's take a look at the graph. After rising over the first few months between 4 to 6% on average, which I had predicted in my pricing forecast video, the majority of the markets saw their prices start to stabilize or decline slightly, while 2 of them had a slight increase. This is welcomed news for many buyers who have been hoping for some level of relief from the upward pressure on pricing. But the question is, how long will it last? Which leads me to the other significant shift that's taking place, the Bank of Canada's latest announcement. For the first time since aggressively raising the overnight rate in 2022, the Bank of Canada finally decided to cut the overnight rate by 25 basis points. Although the rate cut amount is not that significant, as it will not make that big of a difference in the variable rate mortgage payments, the fact that they cut the rate is significant because it signals a turning point. One, it will create confidence amongst investors in the financial markets, which will lead to lower bond yields and as a result, lower 5-year fixed mortgage rates. The anticipation of this rate drop has already led to a drop of 30 basis points in the bond yields, which will soon be reflected in the 5-year fixed mortgage rates. 2, it will increase confidence amongst buyers in the real estate market who had held back their plans due to the uncertainty of the overnight rate. Why are these 2 scenarios likely to occur? Well, over the last 2 years, the decision to just hold the overnight rate steady has led to an increase in confidence amongst buyers in the real estate market, along with a decrease in the 5-year fixed mortgage rates. Now, we have an actual rate cut. Another reason why this decision is significant, because it's likely just the beginning of another rate cut cycle. Many economists are actually predicting additional rate cuts before the year is over, amounting to a total reduction of 1%. The next 2 announcement dates for the Bank of Canada are scheduled for July 24th and September 4th. Even one additional rate cut could lead to a busier fall market due to an increase in purchasing power and buyer confidence. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and predict that the fall market will be busier in terms of demand. To help alleviate the upward pressure on pricing that might result, supply will need to continue to outpace demand. Since new construction has stalled and the City of Vancouver is behind on its targets set by the NDP government, this could be a challenge since most of the supply will have to come from resale. So what does all of this mean for buyers and sellers? Well, it depends on the specific situation. For those that are looking to sell only, it might be better to consider holding off until the fall or next spring when the market continues to rise further, especially if they own a home in an area where the inventory is generally limited. For those who are looking to buy in a neighborhood where the inventory is generally limited, whether that's buying for the first time, upsizing or downsizing, and would rather minimize their competition or avoid competition at all costs, now would be a good time to consider moving forward and take advantage of a market with less competition and a market that's generally stable. Speaking of buying and selling, it's time to share one of the most favorable neighborhoods for buyers along with one of the most favorable neighborhoods for sellers based on the current market conditions. Starting off with sellers, this neighborhood and property type saw its sales increase by 40% in the month of May compared to the same time last year. It saw its inventory levels dip by 12% during that same time period as well. And its benchmark price has moved up by an incredible 12% since the beginning of this year. One of the best opportunities for selling right now in the City of Vancouver is for those who own a detached home in the neighborhood of Kerrisdale. Moving on to buyers, this neighborhood and property type saw its sales decrease by 47% in the month of May compared to the same time last year. It saw its inventory levels rise by 26% over the same time period. The sales to active listings ratio currently sits at 10%, which is indicative of a buyer's market, and its benchmark price has dropped by 3% since the beginning of this year. One of the best opportunities for buying right now in the City of Vancouver is for those who are looking for a condo in the neighborhood of Yaletown. These are just a couple of opportunities that are currently available. If you would like to get access to all the best buying opportunities, or if you would like to get personalized advice specific to your real estate goals, click on one of the links below, or if you prefer, you can call me, you can text me, you can email me. Thanks for watching and have a great day.